So my passion, you might have heard me kept on saying sustainability. I'm very much interested in technology, and also I'm interested in developing these projects which can have a sustainable growth. So my aspiration is, how can I build this on my experience and also network with all the industry leaders and also get into this boardroom.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of FaceTime with Leaders, brought to you by Directors Institute, World Council of Directors. I'm your host, Sunny Pancholi, and today we have someone truly special with us. If you have been following the energy sector, you have definitely come across the name Mr. Shivaprasad Lokanath. With a career spanning 25 years, Mr. Lokanath has been at the forefront of some of the most innovative and impactful projects in the energy, engineering, and technology space.
Thanks, Sunny, for that great introduction. I'm really excited to be here and share my experience with your viewers. Thank you.
And we are absolutely thrilled to have you with us, Mr. Shivaprasad. From leading complex energy projects to driving digital transformation, your journey is nothing short of impressive. Today's conversation is going to be power-packed with insights, and I can't wait to dive into the exciting work you have been doing. So let's get started. There is so much to unpack. All right, so Mr. Lokanath, to start things off, could you take us through your career journey? What were some of the key moments or decisions that really shaped your path and brought you to this point?
Thank you. So let me start with this, my career journey and how I shaped it throughout this journey. So let me start with this phrase, something like this called take the least resistance path, which means people tend to keep always in the comfort zone. So what I did is exactly opposite. So I graduated from Manipal Institute of Technology as a BE Mechanical in the year 1999. Then I moved out from my hometown, Mangalore, to Mumbai. So there I started in a shop floor and had some hands-on experience with the machine. Later, I thought of doing some design development. So I got a great offer from GE Technology Center, which is now referred as John F. Welch Technology Center in Bangalore. So here I got an opportunity to work with the best minds of the country and also with my US colleagues. So here there was another change in my career where my manager came to me and told, Shiva, why don't you take up the masters? Because we were doing the next generation gas turbines, steam turbines, and heat recovery cycle. So that's where I did my master's with the very prestigious college, UVCE Bangalore. And also I could get some patents, which is around 4, and this led to another direction, which towards the technology. Later, I thought I should get some international exposure to doing projects. So I moved out to Oman, where I joined a company as a technical expert and also a project engineer. So this opened my door to the project management. Later, as I was doing my job, I got great offer from Singapore. So I moved my base to Singapore. There, I led a company called Pacific Light Power as a mechanical lead or the mechanical head of the department for an 800 megawatt plant. Now here, I would like to proudly say that I also led the clean development mechanism to be for my plant, and it was the first plant in Singapore to get registered under UNFCCC. Now here, I got exposure to the sustainability, the carbon, reducing the carbon footprint. Later, I continued to become mid-management, like area manager in a refinery. Later, I took up this deputy director for a Singapore power group. Here, I started doing projects on new energy like solar, carbon capture, and also the battery storage system. Now, as I was doing well, there was some funding issues in the project, so I moved back again to Oman. And at this point of time, back in Oman, the company I joined, the company was very much engaged in digital transformation. And I took this opportunity where I led the whole Oman office for this digital transformation, where I worked with various project owners, departments to implement this digital transformation. I'm happy to say I secured a project in digital twin and also secured a contract on new energy and business development for the LNG plant. Later, in 2023, I relocated to Netherlands. Now I'm in Netherlands. So this is a new economy, a developed economy where the rising cost and also the change in world order is happening. And I'm trying to get this business aligned for this changing world order. Yeah, that's about me. Yeah.
What an incredible journey, Mr. Lokanath. And, it's incredible to hear how those moments shaped your career. It's clear that your passion for innovation and your leadership has driven you such impressive success to you. So, continuing our conversation, Mr. Lokanath, you have had the opportunity to work on both sides of the fence, managing projects from the contractor's perspective as well as the customers. I can imagine balancing the expectations of all stakeholders, especially in large multidisciplinary teams, is no easy feat. So I'm curious, how have you navigated that challenge? And what's been your approach to building strong, lasting relationships with both clients and contractors?
Yeah, it's a good question and a very brilliant one, because I believe whether you're on the either side of the fence, three pillars for maintaining the stakeholder expectations are the mutual trust, clear communication, and common goal. So this sets an expectation. Now, let me give you some practical example when I was with the customer side and also with the contractor side. Now, when you're on the customer side, you have certain control over cost and decision making. But however, you have to do a project with the contractor. Now, I had an issue when I was doing a project. This is a very simple example, but it had a big impact where it was a major project. And when we were coming to the end of the design, there was a request from the internal stakeholders saying, I need a smoking shelter in a refinery. Now, see, this is the thing where sudden change, we should be agile, but now how to manage this, because you have a finance which is already decided. So bring the team and have a discussion where tell them these are the challenges we have, and also bring the contractor into place and also say that, look, can we have some alternate proposals? So again, the mutual trust, clear communication, and common goal, because we are building this plant for the operations. Yeah. So this is how I manage. Now, coming back to the contractor side. Now, when you're on the contractor side, you have little levers on certain decisions, but still you can make a change. So a recent example, when I was doing this big project in a steady phase, there was a requirement of additional scope. Now, client wants to say this is just a scope development. Can you do it? So again, mutual trust. Bring client to your table and say, look, this is what you have given. Then the client would say, what about other things? Then tell him that if there are some reduction in scope, let me adjust it. So again, mutual trust, clear communication, and common goal. So Sunny, this is how I manage the expectations. Yeah.
So, Lokanath, to hear how you have navigated those challenges and built such strong relationships across the board, it really speaks to the importance of clear communication and trust in leading successful projects.
Yes, I agree.
So, moving forward, Mr. Lokanath, you have had a career that blends engineering excellence with a sharp commercial mindset, two areas that don't always go hand in hand, yet you have mastered both. So I'm really curious, how do you find that balance between the technical requirements of a project and the business side of things, especially when the stakes are so high? And why do you think it's so essential to get that balance right, not just for project success, but for the long-term sustainability of the business as well?
Yeah. So yes, technical aspects and commercial mindset. I think that's the key in projects, which we all know. But let me give an example. Now, always in a company, there are set standard, set specification, which tells us these are the technical aspects you to have. But at the same time, also you need to manage the budget within a project. So an example I want to give an example here. One of the way to manage this is to bring a minimum viable solution to the table, which means, yes, we have all the specs in place, but can we do this project for the deemed fit? Like, can we do it with the base minimum so that if we need something which is over and above need to have, then let's discuss. So there are ways today in the industry which I follow, the minimum viable solutions method, the value improvement practices. So these are the tools which we have, which can bring that balance between this technical aspects and commercial mindset. Yeah.
It's really interesting to hear how you have mastered the balance between technical excellence and the commercial side of things.
Yeah. Thank you.
So, Mr. Lokanath, you have been at the forefront of some incredibly impactful projects in carbon capture, solar power, and energy efficiency, areas that are absolutely crucial for the future of our planet. And how do you think technologies like solar power and carbon capture can truly make a difference in combating climate change and shaping a more sustainable future?
Yes. So again, you made three very important points, which I want to give some examples. So let's get going. So let's talk about solar power and energy efficiency. So if you see in tropical countries like India or in Middle East, when you take a building like a mall, the 60% of the energy is consumed by air conditioning, right? Now, how we can bring a change? What's the innovative method? In these big malls or warehouse, you can have rooftop solar. Now that comes solar. How I can improve the air conditioning? There are passive cooling methodologies. There are smart lighting, which can improve the efficiency. So if I bring this technology into existence, then it brings down my electricity, which in turn has an impact on reduction in carbon footprint. That's point number one. Now, point number two, let's talk about carbon capture. You might know now in the world, there are carbon tax. For example, I live in Europe now. From 2024, in Sweden, or I mean, all countries are coming to into this discussion of carbon tax. But in Europe, the taxes are as high as 100 euros per ton of emissions of carbon dioxide. Now, what saves us? Carbon capture. So these are the ways where we can bring, and also it helps in global climate control, like the Paris Accord. So it helps a lot, Sunny. So that's what I want to emphasize here. Yeah.
Absolutely, Mr. Lokanath, and it's a powerful reminder that innovation and sustainability truly have to go hand in hand.
Exactly.
All right. So, as you look ahead, Mr. Lokanath, I would love to hear what are some of your personal and professional aspirations for the future? And when it comes to the boardroom, how do you envision your role evolving and contributing to strategic decisions and shaping the future of organizations?
Yeah. So I would like to start with my passion, because for aspiration, one should have a passion. Yeah. So my passion, you might have heard me kept on saying sustainability. I'm very much interested in technology, and also I'm interested in developing these projects which can have a sustainable growth. So my aspiration is, how can I build this on my experience and also network with all the industry leaders, and also get into this boardroom and have this boardroom leadership. This is my passion, which I'm going through now. Yeah. At the same time, what can be my professional aspiration with this passion? I would say I want to be in a role in an organization where I can help the organization to make these critical decisions on sustainability and also help them to grow in this rising world. On my personal aspiration, I want to give back to the community because you might have seen I worked in many countries. So it's time to give back what I learned so that I can mentor the young future leaders and the experience with their input and also empower them to face this changing world. Yeah. Yes, Sunny.
Incredible, Mr. Lokanath. Your focus on strategic leadership and making a broader impact really stands out.
Thank you.
So, given your incredible work driving decarbonization and energy efficiency projects, Mr. Lokanath, you have seen firsthand the real world challenges companies face when trying to meet sustainability targets. From your experience, what do you believe are the biggest hurdles companies are encountering on this journey towards sustainability, and how do you think they can realistically overcome them?
Yeah. So if you see a developing market and a developed market, the challenges are different. Now, let me talk about my experience here in the developed economy. So there are three things which are really driving today, which I can say the challenges for businesses in this continent. The first one is the regulatory changes or the regulatory pressure, which I'll come to it. The second one, there is a resistance from the local community. And the third one, the technology, because the government is telling the companies to come up with all this newer technology. Now, what happens when you have these three pillars? It impacts the financial situation of a company. Now, the first one, for example, in Netherlands now, there is a restriction in NOx emission. You can't build as you like, then it leads to permit. The second one, there is a big farmer community here, which, for example, if I want to run a pipeline through his farm, he resists. Then the third one is the government is saying, look, for any drilling, you should use electrification. Now, how? That is the question, because everything in the changing world order, you have every time new regulations come in. So as a company, I would say innovation, collaboration, and also keeping the cost in mind. That's the commercial mindset. So if you have always ahead of the game to have all the latest innovative technologies, then also collaborate with your local community, I believe most of the challenges can be managed.
I appreciate how clearly you broke that down, Mr. Lokanath.
Thank you.
So, tell me one thing. You have had such a dynamic and impactful career already. And recently, you have added another exciting chapter by joining Directors Institute. So, I'd love to hear about your experience. What motivated you to join this global network of leaders? And how has the journey been for you so far?
Yeah, so so what I was doing is, as I'm trying to get this into perspective, I was looking for some organization or institute which can help me in further development. Then I saw this was, I would say, from my own experience, browsing, looking into the network, and I found Director Institute is an institute which helps in learning. It also helps in understanding the case studies because we have sections to have these case studies and also connect with the industry leaders. So it gives me an opportunity to express myself and also learn and excel in my field. So this is why I would say that's how I would also commend Director Institute's practice of bringing all this information to people like us. And I would thank Director Institute for this. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful. I love hearing how the platform has helped sharpen your already impressive perspective on governance and leadership.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Lokanath, let me tell you what an incredible conversation it's been today on FaceTime with Leaders. Hearing your journey, your perspectives on energy, innovation, and leadership, it's been truly inspiring. So, thank you for sharing so openly with us.
Yes, Sunny, I think I'm really grateful, and also I would say it was a very a nice session with you. So it was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you, Sani.
Likewise, thank you once again for joining in. And to everyone listening, we hope you have enjoyed this session as much as we have. This is the kind of conversation that reminds us why leadership, vision, and staying ahead of the curve matter more than ever. Thank you for joining us on FaceTime with Leaders by Directors Institute. Stay tuned. More powerful stories coming your way soon. Thank you so much and have a nice time.